Who was my first celebrity crush?
Me, I already know my own.
The one that I remember was Chris Brown. I won't say it was my first, but I really
liked it. Okay. What was my own? My own is Captain Von Trapp from The Sound of Music.
Oh my God.
I don't want to get myself into trouble because I'm now married and it's only my husband that gives me butterflies.
Please, I'm not gonna cry here.
You know, you can. That's why we have tissue. But I'm the one that says cry. I can cry for Africa.
I remember prior to that, I think I was talking to my sister and saying, no matter what happens in this life, it's my girls that no matter what, they got me. Wow. So when they didn't got me, it was a shock.
I love fried rice. Can you imagine? I really want on top fried rice.
You guys go wide. Yeah, go wide. Yeah.
I am the originator of the song. Oh my God. I dictate how it's meant to be sung.
Princess. That's very monotone.
Auntie Yele, when are you coming?
Let's not speak to that Italian.
Really?
Oh, why labor don't be money?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Welcome to my story. It's my time. I Have the Floor podcast starts now.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of I Have the Floor. I am so happy to have you here. As I always say, I pray and I hope that you guys are all doing well. I hope that you are thriving. I hope that doors are opening up for you. I hope that cycles are breaking. I just hope that life is being very, very sweet to you. Today, I am very excited because I have a fantastic guest here with me. I have known her since I was probably in GSS 1, which is 10 or 11. Yeah, so we went to secondary school together. So I'm so happy that we have reconnected and I'm so happy to have you here. Yay! I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. So for us to start, do you know what? Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm really, really happy to be here. My name is Adeoti, and in summary, I write under or create under Fola Kiona.
Yeah.
That name is short for my mom.
Yeah.
My mom's name is Fola Onabolu, and basically what I do is define friendship, clarity, and identity, just in modern terms. And those three things have been very important to me in becoming who I am today. So that is, in short, who I am.
Oh, yay. Okay. So what we are going to do right now is we're going to do some icebreakers.
Hey.
And we have different categories. So we're going to do one from each category, if that's okay with you. So let's start with something funny.
Okay.
I'll stretch. Feel free to shuffle in case people don't trust me. So that was on my
trust
own. Thank you, girl. So yeah, let's
Don't
do that.
set me up. Who was my first celebrity crush?
Me, I already know my own. But yeah.
First. So maybe I don't remember the first, but the one that I remember was Chris Brown. I won't say it was my first, but I really
liked it. Okay. What was my own? My own is Captain Von Trapp from The Sound of Music.
Oh my God. That was really your first.
Yeah. It still gives me, well, you say life.
He's old now.
He's old. He's shriveled. Not now. You know what? Let me know. He's alive. I don't want to get myself into trouble because I'm now married and it's only my husband that gives me butterflies. So the next one is this one. Yeah.
Ooh. What's the difference between happiness and joy?
What
is my experience?
Oh my. Okay. You know what? Let's go.
I think that for me at the moment, joy is what is prevalent in my life. I think happiness is when good things are happening, when fun things are happening to you, and it's temporary. It's a feeling that is great, but it will go at some point. But joy is sturdy. Joy is constant. Joy is about what's happening inside of me and know what's happening externally. So I had joy when my mom died.
Wow.
That's a big thing. I remember outwardly, obviously, there was a lot going on. But there was a sort of solid thing. I can't.
It's not you can't explain
describe it, but there was this solid assurance that everything is going to be okay. You're going to be fine. And even time after time, disappointments that have happened, there's still, we talked about this now.
Yeah.
There was this duty, you're good, regardless of this. And that's what joy is for me.
And where does that stem from?
Oof. That stems from my faith. That stems from my knowledge of God on an ongoing basis. It's not just, okay, I serve God, I love God, but it's the intimate relationship I have with Him and knowing Him more and more has given me that confidence and that assurance that He really has my best interest at heart. So even when things are happening that I don't like, I know that it is for my good in some way. So holding on to that is really, it's not fleeting. It's very solid. So yeah.
And just see now, this is what happens with this question. And so it's funny because this same question, every single guest, well, most of them have picked, which I think is very interesting. But I wanted to ask you that with that joy, is this something that you had to be, especially like when your mom dies? That's like, hey, anyway.
Yeah.
How did you have to be intentional about that joy? Or was it like the Spirit of God, of course, lives inside you, but did you have to just be intentional about that joy? Did you have to remind yourself that everything is going to be okay? The joy of the Lord is my strength, all of that. Or how did that happen? How did you feel like?
Yeah. I think it was a mix of both.
Okay.
Both in the sense that there were times where I had to be intentional. I had to remind myself. I needed to be conscious.
Yes.
But there are other times that the grief would overwhelm you. And even when you're not actively thinking that everything is going to be all right, there's just something on the inside that assures you. And to be fair, there are some times where I didn't feel anything.
Wow.
So as much as I say joy is constant, just like you see your friend or your parents constantly, you don't literally see them every day, but you know they're there.
Yeah.
So there are times where I don't feel it, but it's like a knowing. It's something that you are aware of at the back of your mind.
Yes.
So just to answer that question, yes, there's intentionality. There is, studying the word of God, reminding myself of His promises to me, reminding myself of the things that He has told me even when I wasn't asking. So there's that, but there's also being carried by Him where you're not the one doing the heavy lifting at that point in time because He's doing it.
He's doing it. He's doing it. He's carrying it for you. Oof, love that. Yeah. Okay. Next one.
Please, I'm not gonna cry here.
You can. That's why we have tissue. But I'm the one that is crying. I can cry for Africa. So yeah, I'm always crying. Don't worry.
Okay. This one is, what is the kindest thing someone has ever done for me?
Oh,
this is kind of tough.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I feel like sometimes I have selective amnesia. I don't remember some things that have happened to me a long time ago. I don't know why. So I think that the kindest thing that I remember has actually been this year. So on my birthday was in October, and I have these friends that I literally met this year in January, and they've become some of my closest friends. And
I love this.
yeah, and what they did on my birthday was with, the brand for Lucky, just the friendship thing. They got me a website.
You've mentioned this
They
on.
gave
I saw it.
me
Yes.
I was just like, what?
How? I just met you in January.
Exactly. So I just thought it was such a kind thing because it wasn't something I was thinking about at the time. I was just like, this was,
So
it didn't
like
cross my
thank you
mind.
for it.
Exactly. So for me, it was just like, wow.
You had me in
thought
mind
about
that
me,
far.
and it wasn't random. You know that you can give someone a gift that is still nice.
Yes.
But this one was very thoughtful.
That's what I mean.
They thought about me. Okay. And beyond that, it was like, they believe in what you're doing. And that was so validating for me.
Supporting you.
Because it's like, there are times where I don't really know what I'm doing.
My dear, imposter syndrome.
You're just feeling like, okay, what's next? So for me, that was like such an anchor. this is so kind. And up until now, I'm like, you guys, I'm so grateful for this thing that you did.
Even we are grateful on your behalf because, and what I love about that is you just met them in January, and this is a conversation I keep having with my siblings because we are 4 girls. So you can imagine talk, cho, 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 cho. So it's one of those things where you think that you have to have had friends from primary school. You can meet people at any time.
Exactly.
I cannot believe that. I even thought, say, okay, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, we built nothing in January and they've now become your inner.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I love it. And I think for people who would feel like, oh, I don't have any friends, I don't have anything. Again, here's an example.
Yeah.
And I think it's also about creating space and being the friend. Because what is it that would have attracted? Is it the God in you that has attracted them?
Must be
to
something.
you? It must have been something, or to each other in this case, that has made them feel like, oh, this is somebody that I want in my circle.
Yeah.
And they don't need to prove themselves, but by doing something like this that is selfless, where you are thinking about the person, you feel like they're being thoughtful, they believe in what you are doing.
Yes.
That speaks volumes to me. And honestly, those are the type of friends that I would want for even my children.
Yes.
That they support you. And it means that when you continue to explode with everything that you are doing, they will be there to champion you because they were at the beginning.
Exactly.
And I love that. So
exactly.
people, pray for sensible friends. Pray for friends that are thinking about you and for you.
Yeah.
And also be that friend. Don't just be a take. Also be part of their community. When they are doing something as well, be present, champion it. And this was something that I went, I had a bit of a spiel on my Instagram stories. And I said, how can I call you my friend if I have my own podcast, if I have my own book, my business, and you are not even sharing it? I have a major problem with that. I want to hear you because I have a major problem with that. How can you say that you love me? Because part of friendship, in fact, the whole of friendship is love. You love your friend. They are supposed to support you, right? They're supposed to say, okay. Or is it that you don't believe in what? Is it that they don't believe in what you're doing? Or is it see finish? Like, what's this person doing? What is this? Like, I want to know, like, how should somebody feel? Do I have a right to feel bad? Do I have a right to call them out? And that was what I did do. I did it on my Instagram stories. I was like, no. If your friend is doing something, whether they are a chef, an artist, they're an author, whether they have their radio show, whether they have their own clothing line, you as their friend, you are meant to be an ambassador. We don't even have to tell you. It is your job. It is part of the contract of friendship. Maybe you need to go.
So I think that I probably have a bit of a controversial, maybe controversial, but just a slightly different way I think about this.
Okay.
And I think that as much as your friends are your friends and they're supposed to be supportive, they're supposed to be there for you, I also think that it's a little dicey in the sense that, especially in this context of supporting on maybe social media or sharing or buying or using the service in that particular context, I think that first off, who your friend is matters. How are they? Because prior to this whole writing a book and being a little in the face of people in social media, I'm pretty private. I'm not someone that would repost and reshare just because that's how I am. Does it mean that I don't support my friend? Does it mean that I don't love her? No. It just means that I am this particular type of person. Secondly, is my friend's work really good? Let's be honest. There's sometimes, that your friends start businesses and it's not that great. You love them. You can give them advice on how to improve on certain things. That's support. That support doesn't necessarily mean like publicly being an ambassador, advocating for certain things. But support is also on the back end. Hey, what give you money? My friends have given me money. Yeah, we love you. Nobody's going to see that. But it's support for me.
Hey, but you feel that. So it's fine if, I guess, maybe not, it's not fine if they don't support publicly, but because they are supporting you. And sometimes I know that because I've said this, in some episodes about how our validation comes from God.
Yes.
So if God has said, you need to write this book,
Yeah.
you need to build this community, you need to do this. So my validation comes from there.
Yes.
But we also live
In a physical
in a
world. So we need
physical
people to
world.
support. Yes.
And in this day and age, support, yes, sometimes it's in the curtains at the back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we want things to convert. So if I have a friend who is a fashion designer, I might not have the money right now. They pay school fees. They do, we have many things that we are committed to.
Yeah.
But what I will do that is free, actually time, because it will take time to post, but it will cost you one, even if it's small. I will post.
Yeah.
Please join her. Go for her pop-up.
Yeah.
Do this, do that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this person is tilling the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that it is our job as friends. Because my friend said it is a loose word. We just throw it anyhow. But if this person is your friend here, they won't have to tell you. And I understand different personalities. I have my friend, my best friend. This chick has not posted on Instagram for maybe 8 years. The only time she will post is when I'm doing so. So that is, for me, is love. Because I know, you post on yourself, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because she loves me
Yeah.
and she wants visibility, let's be real now.
Yeah.
Who is it that will do book?
Yeah.
And don't you want it to sell?
Absolutely.
Okay, if God has given you a gift, right? And that gift, yes, is for the world.
Yeah.
But it should convert to something so that you can even use that gift, not just for yourself, but to bless others.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to grow if your friends are not going to help you? Even my dad said this thing, or maybe, and it's probably contradicts the point I'm making. He said, he keeps saying heaven helps those who help themselves. And the analogy he gave was, on the road here in Lagos, when you see a woman, maybe they are selling bread or something, and they are carrying a load, is when they start to carry it themselves halfway. And then when you start to see, even you don't have to see the struggle, you will see a random man that is just passing with his slippers, back.
And he runs
And they help. That is your friend.
But do you see that sometimes that support doesn't come from your friend? And
that's what I find.
You actually touched on something, that validation comes from God. I find that a lot of times we place a lot of demands on our friends, sometimes unhealthy demands. I did it. So there was a time where I would depend on my friends for emotional support in a little bit of an unhealthy way, where that dependence, I should have gotten it from God, or even just be introspective and think things through by myself. But I will go and emotionally dump on them and expect them to solve it for me. Are they magicians? No. So, I mean, this is besides the point.
Yes.
But I think that support, and I've even found that in my experience as well, that support has come from some people that I did not know.
My dear.
And it was even something I talked about in the book, that if you're starting something, don't depend. It's great when support comes from your friends.
Yes.
But if you depend on it, you might be disappointed. And it's not because they're not your friends. Sometimes they're also dealing with things. Sometimes when you start your business is when they are going through a heartbreak.
This is true.
They want to be there for you. Do they have the capacity? Perhaps not. So if we then hold them to that, we might be doing ourselves a disservice. So I'm just saying, yes, support to come.
Yeah.
But don't depend on it.
Yeah.
And if you're really walking in a path that you believe in, support will come. It will come from places that you would not have been able to think about.
I think you are right, because even for me, when I started posting on TikTok this year, the people, in fact, I haven't posted maybe in like 2 months. Come and see my DMs. Sis, how far now? We've not seen your post. We've not seen this. We've not seen that.
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
This is your post. I normally use it as my morning. And I just thought.
So
I
why
don't
does you
know.
have to come from a certain
Why?
Yeah.
And I think I still find it hard to reconcile. And I don't know why. Is there something that is not wrong with me? But
Absolutely nothing wrong with
you just want.
Yeah.
Is it validation that
It's
you're
probably
looking
validation. And it's valid. Valid validation. It's very valid that you want that. But I think all of this is data. it's you see it as data to, okay, let me check myself. Why do I want this so bad? And why is it that when it doesn't come from this person, it affects me this much? So look at it as data and then sit with yourself and think about it. Okay, why? Why? Actually, why? And when you think about it some more and sit with it, and you're not upset with the person. That's another thing. When we now start to be upset, it would cloud your analysis process.
Yes,
It will
yes,
cloud you
yes.
being objective. So just allow it that, okay, this is an emotion I'm feeling.
Right.
And okay, why? Is it because I would have done this for her? If I could have done this for me, then am I expecting like for like? Is it a transaction? It's not.
Right.
How else has this person showed up for me? Minus this particular context. Have they shown up for me in other ways? And what has our relationship like with sticky? Has it been more positive experiences?
Yeah.
Why is it this particular one that is affecting me so much?
Because if person is not good, they cannot be there.
They can't
They sleep.
be.
They don't.
They
They have to sleep. They have to rest. And like I said, they're going through their own path. I think about safe spaces. I think about when our friends are going through personal stuff. Because, like you said, you lost your mom. I mean, who wouldn't still want her to be here? Of course. And you are going through, you don't even know where to come from. And you said grief, and from friends of mine who have lost parents, which is becoming even more and more
Forgetting in that way, that
age, which is it scares me, but and it comes in waves. How can you be present for a friend that is going through that? And I'm asking you because you are on the other side of it. So for me, I am, let's say, I'm grateful. God has shown me mercy. Not that God is not showing me mercy, but I'm trying to find that I still have both parents on this side, right? How can I show up for a friend that, because they don't know when to just hit them.
Yeah.
Some people say after 10 years, you should be, no, as a parent, that's your mother, that's your father. How can I show up?
I don't think that there's one way.
Okay.
I think that it would also be on the basis of who that friend is. I think there are people that can sort of articulate how they want to be helped, or how they want to feel loved, or whatever it is. There are people that can articulate it and say, I just want you to be here beside me. Just they don't talk, don't say anything.
Just be.
People that will feel that.
Yes.
If you have that, then that's great. It makes things easier.
Yes.
But if that's not the case, I think presence is just that, presence. Like literal presence. So if it's a case where it's someone that you have that close proximity with physically, just being there. Okay, again, the context you're giving is it could be grief that has happened over time. So it's not like, okay, this thing just happened. It can be over years. Just be present. Hey, when you notice a mood shift or just maybe a change in their behavior, hey, I've noticed this. Everything okay? If they answer positively and you still feel some type of way, if you can, maybe go check in. Hey, I just wanted to sit with you and just be there, and hey, let's do something. Again, it's really dependent on who the person is,
because you're customizing what you're doing that fits that friend.
So how are you a friend to this person normally?
Just do
that.
Take it up if you notice.
And pray about this.
And pray.
God, how do I love this person? How do I
in
show
this
up
season
in this specific way for this one? What do they need from me? Sometimes it might be distance. Sometimes they need space. It's not about you. It's not about them. They just need to deal with some things. And space isn't like silence, complete silence. And you can check in here. I love you. Checking in on you.
Send their favorite food. Send something that actually is
So I think there's no one size fits all. It's just being mindful and intentional that I actually want to be there for this person. And I think I've also realized that when you decide you want to do something, it's like everything starts to align so that you get that thing done. So you start to see signs that you weren't seeing in the first place, and you would just be able to navigate it. I think I didn't really answer it, but I answered it.
You answered it. No, because basically what you're trying to just say is, over time, you should have studied your friend.
Exactly.
You know who they are, right? So being able to tailor how you help them through that grief will be determinant on that. So it requires you as a friend to be observant. You can't, you see, this is why I keep telling people, you can't just be having flip-flop friends. People that understand you, that know you, that, Yele is emotional.
Yes.
So Yele is the kind of person that she wants everybody around. She needs a hug, send her a message, try and make her laugh, that kind of thing.
Yes.
But I have an older sibling, Chef, shout out to Chef Sia. I feel like she's the kind of person where I always call her like a lollipop. You know, the ones that have like gum inside. So it's very hard on the, well, it should, they show up hard, but on the inside, it's like, so while she would require space, but you would have to lean on God, like you said, pray to God for that discernment to know when to step in, when that softness, exactly. So it's about timing, discernment, and prayer.
Yes.
I keep telling people that friendship is spiritual. They think you are being extra.
Right.
It is spiritual. One thing you said earlier was, see, we have not even finished our icebreaker, but we will go there. One thing that you also said was emotional dumping. And then one Bible verse that I'm trying to crack, I've been trying to extract it from my brain, is how God said, when you're talking about friendships, that we can share each other's burdens. And that sort of contradicts the point. But I wanted to touch on that a little bit. Aren't we supposed to be our brother's keeper? Or maybe it's a personality thing. Like if my friend is going through, part of my problem where I need to even learn, like you said, how to step back is you almost want to carry
Their problems
their
on
problem
your,
and make it go away. But sometimes you need to learn how to step back. When it comes to emotional dumping, aren't we supposed to create safe spaces? Or are you saying that it's probably best to maybe not put everything on them or just put some? Like, I just wanted to dig deep a little bit into that.
Okay. So speaking of safe spaces,
Yes.
I send these sort of newsletters.
Yes, I get that.
So, yes. So I talked about safe space
I got it.
a couple of weeks ago. And I think what I was communicating in one of them was sometimes we're not a safe space.
Yay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I talked about it that people aren't always safe, even though they are holistically safe.
Yes.
Right? You
Yes.
trust this person. And I used myself as an example
Yes.
to say that I was in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in a while ago. And is in hindsight, I'm just like, what's happening with me? And the point there was, and the point was, at that point in time when I was in that relationship, if someone had come to me to say, Adeoti, I'm in this similar situation, would I have given them objective advice? I wouldn't have. Because I was not in a
you were
good
not
place.
in a good place to
So
give the right
exactly.
advice.
But am I a good person?
100%.
I'm a good person, right? So would people say, am I a safe person? Yes, I'm a safe person. But at that point in time, was I? No, I wasn't. So in other words, not everyone isn't perpetually safe. People are safe per time.
Yeah.
Because we're all dealing with things. We're all dealing with struggles, our own unique insecurities.
So that
we all have
cloudiness
so
can
the
affect
cloudiness can come
yes.
every moment. So as much as we depend on good friends for good advice,
Yes.
for just wisdom,
Yes.
it can't be 100% without your own common sense. It can't be, and it can't be. Maybe common sense is harsh to put it that way, but you would still take the responsibility of that decision you will make is on you.
Yeah.
So as much as you have the scripture says in the multitude of counsel there's safety.
Yes.
At the end of the day, whatever decision that has to be made is you that will make it. You will take accountability for it. You are not going to blame somebody else.
No way.
Because she said she's a safe person now.
But then God requires us to lean on Him for all wisdom, all understanding. So while you are listening to the multitude,
you would
what
are you extracting from them to sort of customize it to your own situation? Because you hear people say a lot of times people project, and it's true.
100%.
We project
all
as
do
well.
it. Yes.
And a lot of times it's not even about someone is trying to give you bad advice. No, they're genuinely telling you the best thing that they would have done in that situation. But are they you?
No.
They're not. So this is inclusive of your friends. I love my friends, but based on my relationship with them, I can see where this isn't what I'll go to you for at this point in time. Because I can see what you're dealing with. I love you, but I won't trust what you tell me right now.
But that requires discernment.
It does.
And when you are going through that situation, you might not even see clearly.
Fair enough.
And that's a bit scary.
Fair enough. And I guess in those situations, that's where we now rely on God. And that's where God's mercy comes in. Because as much as it's easy to say, oh, do this, do that, there are times, like you said, that you're not even in that space.
You're not there.
Yeah.
You're not there. Because like you when you're talking about relationships, fam, I was in a relationship for like mini marriage. Like almost 6 years. Nobody could tell me anything. You are a hater, you are jealous. You are a hater. You don't want me to be happy. And they were just looking at me like say they don't give this girl. What is she eating? Nobody could talk to me. And they left me to it. And I said this in one of my previous episodes that the minute I told everybody that, oh, the relationship is over,
They're like,
nobody was like, yeah. Nobody. Even my best, it was an exhale. Maybe they were praying in the background that I cannot penetrate.
Yeah.
Maybe this person is not going to listen to me.
Yeah.
Let's just be praying.
Yeah.
Pray for friends that will pray for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in that situation where I cannot hear anything? My ears were blocked.
Of course now.
The person who was
I don't
like,
know why this happens in relationships in particular. I feel like
it's love now. It's just so that's what's worrying everybody.
that is so into that situation that we are just like in. And I think what it is it is so attached to our identity.
Yes.
That situation like validates insecurities. So we're so attached to it because this thing gives me meaning. This thing gives my life purpose.
Yes.
Gives my life, like, I feel like there's something valuable in me because of this person.
Yes.
So whoever else is trying to tell me, this is my life right here.
My destiny.
Right. So I think when you come to that sort of realization that, it's a journey.
Juicy. I want to know why you wrote the book.
Okay. Which of the books?
My dear.
For
your family. Yeah, for last friends. The one about your mom and her friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I want to know about.
Yes. So I would before I can talk about For Last Friend, I'll talk a bit about the first. Not in depth, but that's what led to the other one. Because the two books are about friendships.
Yeah.
The first one was Adult Friendships, No Be Beans. And it was really about navigating friendships. Adult friendships are hard. And it was in a period where I had dealt with some issues with my closest friends that I've had since I was God knows what. And I had issues with them back to back. And it led me into this space of what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. So to cut the long story short, I was in processing mode for a couple of months and then the book came out. And when the book came out, it's almost like my eyes started to be laser focused on friendships because of that. So I started to notice everything. So there was this day that these two women that I wrote about, they came to see my dad at home. And when they came home, they were just doing their friendship thing, right? And when they were leaving, just before they left, they pecked each other on the lips. And yeah, like they were just saying bye-bye to each other and they
the two women.
Yeah, the two women. Okay, hugged each other and just
I didn't say
oh no, with my dad. No. Like women. No.
You be able to
No, the two women. So they just like pecked each other on the lips. And I remember just somehow didn't.
It didn't sit right.
Not that it didn't sit right, but I kept thinking about it.
Okay.
It was just
Okay.
Wow, I've not seen this before. Like I feel like I see family members do it. I see not just couples, even siblings and stuff. I did that with my aunts. Like
now.
So I was just like, I've never seen friends do this. So for some reason, for me, that moment just didn't leave. It just didn't go away. And there was just one day that I was like, oh my God, these people have actually been friends for a long time. They've been friends for more than 40 years.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, there's so much to learn from them. I want to learn a lot from them. And that was it. So I literally just reached out to them that, aunties, I want to know more. And yeah, that was it.
What did that kiss signify? I see. I don't want to signify for you, just a kiss. Because I do it to my friends.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, that feels familiar.
Yeah.
But what did this signify for you?
For me, it was like, it signified safety. For me, at that point, it was like, wow, it feels like they are each other's homes. Oof, that's what I remember. Just like, because at that point in time, there's no friend that would be a reflexive action that I would. It's not something that I would do with my friends.
Yeah.
It just isn't. So for me, I was just like, wow, they're really
Safe,
close.
yes.
They're really family. They're really close. And I was just intrigued.
Hmm.
So for me, it was safety. And especially because that was in the midst of what I was dealing with in my own
Yes.
friendship. So I was just like, wow.
Do you mind? Obviously, we don't want to go into details of names and all of this. Please, we don't want to stress anybody. What did you go through with your friends, and how did you come out of it? Because I also want to talk about friendship breakups later.
So you know what? Even if I answer that question, Yeli, when I saw your message this morning, because you do know that it was not what we're meant to be talking about.
I know.
When I saw your message, I just laughed because I was like, wow. So, Lord, you want me to talk about this?
Yes.
I was just like, I was visibly, I was like, wow, 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 wow. So obviously, I'm not going to go into too much details,
No,
but
of course.
to be honest, what actually happened, if I say it out loud, is actually very petty. It's actually
Sometimes it's always
the
like that.
pettiest thing. I can't even say because of how petty it is.
Yeah.
Right. But what it was back to how I talked about unhealthy dependence on my friends.
Yeah.
So when those things happened, there was a part of me that felt like these are my people for life. I remember prior to that, I think I was talking to my sister and saying, no matter what happens in this life, my girls got me. Like, no matter what, they got me. Wow. So when they didn't got me, it was a shock. It was a rude shock. And I then realized suddenly that, guilty, your identity is probably tied to this, your friends.
Yes.
Who are you without your friends?
Ooh.
So it started to make me question myself, question how I have shown up in friendships, question how I had sort of poured myself in a not so healthy way because of or for my friends. And it just led me down a whole rabbit hole. And in February, because this happened last year, end of last year, when I had these issues with my friends. So in February, I did the most, I won't call it ridiculous, but something that's an anomaly. I went on a friend fast.
Wow. Okay. And what is that?
I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know it was a thing. I just took that month and I was like, I'm not going to talk to these people.
Oh, wow.
I didn't speak to them on the phone. We chatted, but I didn't speak to them on the phone for about a month, literally.
Oh, okay.
And in that period, it's strange. I just needed to take a step back.
Not detach,
I needed
but
to
yes.
detach. I needed to, because I was just like, wait, what's going on? I just needed to take a step back.
Yeah.
And in that period, they would obviously check in a lot and be worried that what's wrong, what's going on. I'd respond.
So they were not aware of the fast.
Even I wasn't aware when it started. So I didn't prepare anybody.
Now that you revealed that's what it is. Okay.
I didn't prepare anyone for it. I was just like, hey, I'm just not on social media so much. I'm just taking a break. And yeah. So basically, obviously, they would react in a way to be like, what's going on? What's this? Where is this coming from? Which is normal.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the two friends that this situation affected, the direction the friendships went up until now, we've gone this way. So there's one of them that I literally haven't spoken to in months. We're not friends, hence friendship heartbreak. So when I saw your message, I was just like, ugh, oh my God, am I really going to touch on this today? But yeah, so there's one of them that is series of things that had happened after February.
The ripple effect.
The ripple effects, exactly. And it just wasn't resolved. So we're not on speaking terms at the moment.
Wow.
The other one, we've resolved things to some extent and we're good.
You're growing.
We're good.
You're good.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're growing. It's like the relationship isn't what it was before in the sense that we're not communicating as frequently as we used to, but she's still my friend and I'm still her friend. I got her, she got me. But how I show up in friendships has changed because it was recognition of my own patterns and just faulty things.
You need to do like a self-audit.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So for me,
and you were taking accountability as well. And that was what the purpose of the fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like this. So friendship fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would recommend it, honestly, because I don't know. I think what I would recommend is just self-assessment, just whatever that looks like for you. Do you have to withdraw completely from your friends? I don't know that you have to do that. I don't know that I would do this again. But for me, at that point in time, I needed desperately to figure out what it was that was going on within me. And that's kind of how it came out.
And it required space. And that was what
did require space, yes. And I found answers. Answers came in that space. So basically, it just changed the direction of how I am a friend.
Yeah.
So things that were very important to me at some point are not as important anymore. And values have also changed. There are certain things that are now more important to me as a human being.
Yeah.
Not even really a friendship thing, as a human being. And that has defined how, people will show up in my life and so on and so forth. So something basic is someone that I would talk to every day.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the capacity to talk to anybody every day at the moment. And that has obviously changed some of my friendships.
Yes. But did you do that in a gradual way? Was that something that was done so that, because not everybody's going to be used, maybe I used to talk to Adeoti every day.
Yes.
Do you think that, did you do it in a gradual way so that they got used to it, or it was just something that, because some people you just bring it on?
So I would say it was gradual. However, that fast period was a shock for everybody, even for me, because it was, I need this and I'm not even thinking about anything else. I just need this. So I guess that was like the starting point of redefining friendships and just redefining things. And as time went on, got a little busier, I guess it's just, life was just happening such that I can't really communicate as frequently as I was before. And
it's almost like you're a friendship consultant. And I don't want to put that on you so that people not say, over time, we're all learning. But for me, I feel like ever since I started walking this journey and rebuilding my relationship with God and wanting to be intentional about it, people have just been falling. Like, there's just been like a pruning.
Yeah.
Everybody just, and I think that when I think about friendship breakups, I have had 2 significant ones and I didn't really do but to be fair, I did reflect on my part. But I don't think I took accountability for anything because I felt justified in what I was doing. So for example, I'm the kind of person that I love on my friends. And I don't mean to sound like I'm a perfect friend, but I'm just very like, maybe
I
give, and it might be like, oh, this person Yele is always too much. God has told me I'm not too much. It's just how I've created you. But I have to also learn that not everybody always wants the too much. Like, I'm in your face. Hey, let's talk every day. Let's go out. Let's do this. Let's do that. But not everybody requires that. However, one thing that God has told me, and my best friend told me this, shout out to Faye, is don't ever stop being who you are.
Absolutely.
Don't ever, just because they are not receiving or don't want to receive that love, channel it elsewhere.
Yes.
And I stopped being that friend because of that friend that wanted to always show up and check in and love on you and be thoughtful and all these things because of one encounter with a person, right? And I think it's very, very, until today, like, I'm not interested in being friends with this person. And it's not because I'm not even hurt anymore, because my mom and her mom are very close friends. So this person will always be in my orbit or in my, universe. Fine. And my dad asked me a question, and this was the first time I was like, my daddy is standing up for me. Shout out to my daddy. And he said, no, if this person is going to not spread, but represent my child falsely, we don't need that person around. And I was like, my daddy is normally the, it's okay, he's very gentle giant, peaceful. But I could see the seriousness on his face, like, no, you don't need that. Because I know you, people say, you're lazy, but I know that this person, you showed up. All you want is the best for this person. So for them to represent you in that way, and then I was actually embarrassed publicly. And I'm going to shake the table. I know sense. So I go for, I'll say the story.
Oh.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I went for a bridal shower. And you know, our bridal showers, they'll tell you, oh yeah, how do you know the bride? How did and we're doing all of that. And you go around and say, well, how do you know the bride? How long have you known the bride? You know, this bridal shower, paro. And because prior to this, I wasn't in a relationship with this person, but because this is a momentous occasion, I said, okay. I prayed. I said, God said, okay, show up. So I showed up. And maybe God designed it so that my elder sister, shout out Chef Sia, she came a little later because I don't know what would have happened if she was present when what the thing that happened. So we're going round and they said, oh, so how do you know? I said, that, you know me, I was trying to be my usual shout self. I was like, yeah, you know, I've known this person since, in fact, I knew her before she was, you know, because I'm older than her.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I knew her before she was born, She's a family friend.
Hey.
And then one of her aunts said, no, she's a sister. What do you mean? Blah, 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 blah. And then she now said something like, and I have it on video, which is crazy.
The auntie.
Yeah. And then she now said, it's because you effed up. That's what. I said
that.
yes.
Oh.
In public. In public. And I said to myself, Yele, you can choose to be the Yele of 8-9 years ago, and I will flare up. I knew me, and I would have been justified. Like, I don't know half of the people here. Don't come and soil my reputation. Let things be. And I looked at her, and the Holy Spirit said, it was God, He knows how He talks to me, and it was very clear. I love you. Stay quiet. And that was,
And you'll be boiling.
I was like, I just then turned to the bride and I said a prayer. And I saw the look on her face and her sister's face. And they jumped, they just looked at it like, Ashiri. That told me that they were discussing me in their house. And maybe that was what God wanted me to know as well. And honestly, during that whole wedding prayer, I thought maybe this would have been a chance for us to reconcile. I then knew at that point, no.
Yeah.
Because you have gone to represent me falsely.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, if they hear it, it's okay too. If they hear this video, they see, to let them know. And sometimes what happened in that instance is I could have also now been a party to the nonsense.
Yeah.
In the way I could have fled.
It would have been about that.
Yes.
More than
it wouldn't
issue.
exactly. So I let it sit. And then my sister walks in after. And I said, God, you are fun. Because as hard as my sister is, when it comes to us, and I have another sibling who is like that, they can shout on us, so they can do that. But the minute an outsider does that, it becomes a whole different place.
So she would have, if she was there,
I don't know what she may have done. So I said, God maybe designed it that way. And that friendship till tomorrow, no. And the funny thing is, it's a shame that that's where the friendship
situation,
but
you're at peace.
I cannot believe that I'm at peace with it because of the type of personality that I have. I love I love friendships. I was just built that way. Sometimes I've tried to be like, no, I don't need it, but I love friendship. So the fact that I am even at peace with that,
you know,
it's
this
fine.
thing you're saying, you know those newsletters. I scheduled today's one. Today's one, it would have gone out now. It's forgiveness versus reconciliation.
Yeah.
Literally. And it was just addressing how you can forgive someone. You don't necessarily have to reconcile.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to go back to how things were.
You don't.
It requires work on your heart.
Yes.
Because forgiveness is like a personal thing.
Yes. It's for you.
And your heart is for yourself.
Yes.
It doesn't require the other person's participation. But that reconciliation, it requires two people to make effort, to be honest, to be willing. And that doesn't necessarily have to happen.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to think, is it wise to reconcile? Is it safe? Is it beneficial to reconcile?
Yes.
Or should you just let it go? But you're not speaking bad about the person.
No.
You're not.
You're cordial.
You're cordial. If you see the person,
hello.
or maybe not even.
When I know in my person, I say, I love how we still think that we are still, but no.
But yeah. So and that's why the peace was present.
Yes.
Because perhaps.
And you know what God now did? Because obviously, bridal shower is always before wedding. I could have easily said,
I'm not going.
God said, and he said it to another person that didn't even know, say, you have to go for this thing. And he had already told me, so I knew. But I was looking for an out. And then it was like as if God said, no, you will go. And guess what? You see that yearly that you are, you must go there and be that person. I will say it, out of all the bridesmaids,
you were the
me they do.
You did
catch. I was doing the most. As they say, Yele is extra. Yele is loud. Yele is this. I played my part. I danced. Did it. I'm sure even my own mother would have thought, maybe no. That was just me being of service. And God was trying to humble me and work on me. That no, you will not run. Go there. I danced. We played all the game. They say, stand behind this. Who is the better dresser? I did everything. And within me, I say, God, yearly. So you can do this. Because me, I can't. And with the kind of person I am, because I'm emotional, carrying a grudge, holding on to it. That's what God is trying to work on. So I had to do that reflection. Like, no, you can't hold on to it, because if you don't forgive, I can't forgive you. I can't.
Exactly.
So because I love you, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
So when I went, I danced, I did everything. I even had fun. I ate. I had fun.
Love you.
Then I wished them well.
Yeah.
And I left.
And for you, that was like signing out.
That's it. And my dad was just looking at me like, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, there was something very interesting you said when you talked about the fact that it was the aunts that said, it's because you've, and he figured, these people have been talking about me. That situation is something that I think about a lot, and just how we discuss matters, or how we discuss situations, even to our other friends or just other people. And I think it's something that we should think about generally. I think it's something we should be mindful of.
Yes.
That the fact that something has happened with you and someone, there's been conflicts, there's been differences, is very wise. It takes a lot of wisdom to be able to manage the emotional situation within yourself and not pour it out to other people. Because I find that that's what a lot of us do. When we have an issue with someone, we would call somebody else, this one person did, and spill and just vent, and all the emotions are out. But what we are unknowingly doing is that we're poisoning other people. Because there's no lie, it's gossiping. There's no lie.
And gossiping is likened to witchcraft.
It's poisonous. It's poisonous, because what you're doing, or what we're doing is we are changing and manipulating people's mindsets about other people. And they haven't even experienced what it is that you experienced with them.
Exactly.
So I think we need to, I need to put myself here, because I do it too.
Yes.
And I think it's a lesson to learn that we need to be more mindful of how we speak about situations
100%
to other people.
Because even for me, the people that I don't know will now start speculating.
Yeah.
Who, for somebody to publicly say that
It's
means that whatever it must exactly must have been
like
so
this
deep.
person that
Who
is
is this
anti.
person? Exactly. And then again, reputation.
Yes.
Do I know where in the future I will meet?
Exactly.
And I say, it's not that girl.
Yes. Exactly.
But God is merciful.
Yes, He is.
Doors will always open for us, regardless of what other people will say,
Yeah.
regardless of however people will try to poison your name, your reputation, your integrity.
Yeah.
Because God is merciful and God reads the heart. God knows that you are trying to be a good friend. God knows that you are trying to love on your friends.
Yeah.
However it may be.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that anybody is trying to do, it won't stop how you are going to shine.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop how you are going to grow.
Yeah.
Right? I know people say don't burn bridges and things like that. God will build a new bridge for me. And that's fine.
Yeah.
So one thing in the book, or one of the strongest parts of the book that I find is maturity and not exploiting friendships and choosing friendships by their values and obviously staying conscious. And we just spoken about avoiding gossip.
Yeah.
Which lesson felt most personal for you? That's what I want to know.
Okay. So with my aunts, one of the things that Auntie BC had said was, because Auntie Mosun was a board, she was the director of a board,
Nice.
one of the banks. So she had said that there were times people would say, "Ah, you should ask her for a favor now. She's the, she's the head of this.
She's a part there.
Should be able to help
influence. Yes.
And Auntie BC was like, I will not do that. I'm not going to exploit my friendship.
Wow.
Even with my son, I won't. My son should go and meet her by himself.
If you want something,
If
you
you
meet
want-
your
if
auntie.
you have a relationship with that, I'm not going to do that.
Oh,
And
wow.
for me, that just spoke to integrity, spoke
Yes.
to a certain sense of self-respect,
Yes.
a certain sense of discipline, of knowing who you are.
Hmm.
And for me, that's the biggest part. So even in this whole journey of friendship, what I typically say is friendship is about you. Friendship is actually less about other people. It's about you. Because when you start to find who you are and who you want to be, you start to select friends properly. If we go back in time, secondary school, primary school, is my seatmate now, bunk mate, whoever is closest to be my best friend. That's what it is. But
That's true.
that was really what it
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
even up until university.
Yes.
But when you start to grow,
Mm.
when you start to realize who you are, when you start to realize, this is who I want to be, you start to see people different.
Yeah.
It's never really about who's closest to me. In fact,
Mm.
more often
More
than
often,
not, the closest people to you are not around you.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So I think, the biggest thing was recognizing value in other people. And you are only or better able to do that when you recognize the value in yourself. When you start to work on yourself, when you start to work on being a better person, when you start to work on your flaws, when you start to take accountability about your bad behavior, about where you need to be better, where you need to change. When you start to do that, you start to see it in other people and you're able to select friends better. So for me, I would say that was the biggest thing for me, because there was definitely a period in my life where I wasn't that selective of my friends. It was
Neither was I.
and I guess it's personality as well. I'm ambiverted, so I tend to get along with people, but I also like my space. So meeting people is not a huge challenge for me. So friends would come like flies. But I've come to a point where I'm more selective. And that's because I recognize that there's something to protect in me. And there's something that I want to nurture in me. And so I need the right people around me to make that.
As a mother, what I'm finding now is, and I know that you're not a mother yet.
Yes.
So I'm starting to intentionally curate her friendships. Is that safe? Do you think that's safe? And the reason I'm doing that is because of my experiences. And like you said, you've led me into this, right? In that It was just who was around.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But in the book, you also describe friendship as ordained.
Yeah.
So are we and we are not God. I'm not trying to play God, but do you think it's our job as parents? And I can't wait for you to. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait
It's
for you.
happening
It's
soon.
happening soon. I can't wait for you to get to that point.
Yeah.
But it is important I think it's important for us to do
Yeah.
that, because, like you said, friendships, community is so important, and having the right friends, having the wrong friends. Like my best friend who said, "No, I love this. This is you. Don't stop being that." Right? I want to make sure that my daughter, she may make some mistakes,
Yeah.
wrong friends here and there, and that's fine. But do you think it's safe for us to help ordain or build that,
Yeah.
curate that?
I don't think it's only safe.
Okay.
I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
I think it's critical.
Yes.
I think it's absolutely important
Yes.
that we do that, because they're children. As children, they don't know which way to go. They don't.
Yes.
We're supposed to train up our children
In
in the way they should go,
Yes.
so that when they come to the point that they're making decisions, they will not depart from what they've been taught.
Yes.
So that's our role as parents.
Yes.
What are we teaching our children?
Yes.
How are we curating an environment that they would thrive, that they be around people that we trust their morals, we trust their values, we trust their own parenting, or rather their own parents' mode of teaching their own kids.
Yes.
As much as we can influence those kinds of environments, I think it's absolutely important that we do that.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an aspect of it that we can't control,
Of course.
100%.
Of course.
But the parts that we can,
My dear, control it.
if you're able to say, this is what I want my children to eat, right?
Then
Controlling
how much
more what they're eating socially, right? The people around them are going to influence them in huge magnitudes.
I mean,
Huge magnitude. So
100%.
if as children you're able to sort of manage their environment
yes.
to an extent,
Yes.
it's absolutely important. It's not just safe. I think
it's part of the
it's the way
playbook.
it should go.
Because some parents will say, "Oh no, let them go, let them find themselves." No, not in 2025.
And
not in 20.
that finding, they will find it too. They will find a lot more than you've actually already put in them.
Yeah.
So why not sort of limit how much finding that you find? But another thing I think, as much as making sure that they're around the right people, is also being the right people as parents. Because the first influence, I think, for children is their parents, what they're seeing at home.
Exactly. I was you just get out of my mouth.
Is who the parents really are.
Yes.
Because if they're able to see a stable sense of parents that love each other, that are good friends, and they're seeing how friendship is done within the home, they're able to replicate that. Because even for me, my mom's style of friendships actually really influenced me. And I didn't know it consciously until now, after the fact. And I see that the way she was in her friendships, how she would have very deep, personal, intimate friendships with different people.
Yeah.
That's how I am. And I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know it was happening. It was happening. So if you as parents cultivate intentionally the kind of environment that you want for your kids, they would imbibe it a lot faster than, if not. So essentially, as much as curating an environment is great, I think the bulk of the work is with the parent.
It's interesting because I didn't realize I told you are a friendship consultant. So even with me, when you said that about your mom, I see similarities with how my mom shows up for her friends. If they are doing a wedding, you think that is her wedding, because she will come, she will have her own vendors, she will have her own setup. And that's kind of how I operate as well. Just showing up, being thoughtful, being present, flying if she has to. So it's an unconscious thing. Wow. We have work to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's my final question. Okay. What really holds friendships together? What's the recipe? And I know there's not one recipe, but what's the recipe that you think holds friends together?
I'll say two things. The first one is you. who you are.
Mm.
I said that earlier,
Yeah.
but it's a very important part of the formula. Who you are. Who you are would attract the kind of friends that you have around you. It would influence the dynamic of the friendship itself.
Yeah.
So number one is who you are. Constantly growing, constantly improving on yourself influences the kinds of friendships that you would have. That's one. So who you are. The second one I would say is being an unconditional supporter. And I say that carefully because as much as I say unconditional support, is also recognizing that support sometimes can be stepping back.
Yes.
So it is being able to recognize what needs to happen per time. And that's unfortunately goes back to the first point.
Yeah.
Because for you to recognize that, you have to be really self-aware.
Yeah.
And you need to be selfless such that even if you really crave friendship and crave certain things from this person, you know that that's not what they need. So it's like putting yourself in the back burner for a season because you want them to be better. Because ultimately, I think friendship is, someone said this, that friends or good friends are people that return you back to yourself. And I found that so deep. That someone that helps you return to yourself.
Yeah.
So someone that will remind you of who you are when you forget. Or someone that would make you go back on track when you're not.
Yeah.
And for someone to do that, sometimes it's not convenient for them. Right? So it's like, how can I truly be a supporter of this person? Even though it might not be convenient, it might not be what I want, it might not be what they want, but you know it's something that they need. So it really starts and ends with you as a person.
Wow. I'll sum it up by saying everything you've said just exudes the word love. Above all else, it's just love. And I think that's the umbrella that covers all of this. Man, shout out to good friends. Shout out to people who are showing up. Shout out to people who are supporting. And support can look like many different things. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to our best friends, our close friends who are supporting us, loving on us, and our children, extending it to our husbands and husbands to be. Please, hey, come. If you are watching,
Really don't do it. Alien beats you.
where is the fine girl?
Oh God.
Well accomplished, beautiful, sensible. Please, a child of God, hello, have sense. Pick a worthy partner. Let me leave you in for a bit. But God bless you. I want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I want to say I'm proud of you now and in advance. You are so consistent. Like I said, I get your newsletters. I'm just like, it's inspiration for me too.
So bad.
You're almost like a teacher. I don't know if you know that. Consultant. I call you consultant. Friendship consultant. If you got problem, go and meet the dudes. But God will bless you. And I can't wait to see the many more books you write, the more panels, the podcasts that you speak on, and the projects that you are going to do. And I'm going to put you on the spot. I pray you will come back when you have elevated even to a much more larger scale. There's a beauty in all your beginnings, and I can't wait to see what God is going to do. I love that you're a lover of God, and it's written all over you. So God bless you. Thank you so much for coming. I love this.
So happy to be
I
here.
love this. I feel blessed. I have learned so much already, and I know that people would have learned a lot as well. So guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please share, please subscribe, please like, please do all those lovely things. And if you know any friend that is struggling with friendships or just needs more advice or anything or insight, this is the episode for you. I also wanted to say, let people know where you are so they can follow, they can buy. Because I want people to buy.
Yes.
I want people to subscribe. I want people to join your community as well. So please.
Yes, so it's Fola Kiona everywhere.
Yeah.
On Instagram, Fola and Kiona, Keona. So it's www.folakiona.com. Instagram, Fola Kiona. Where else? I think those two are fine. You can reach me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
One more thing. I always say this. Jesus has told me that he's coming very soon. If you've watched the movie Chosen or the series Chosen, say God say, I'm coming soon, I'm coming soon, I'm coming soon. And everybody will laugh. That word soon, we don't know when. It can be tomorrow. It can be in 1 minute. It can be next week. It can be next year. The fact that you are still breathing, you are still alive, you are still able to speak, even your heart is speaking. Please, if you are curious about Jesus, if you are curious about your faith, and just curious about him in general, please reach out to me. Send me an email, send me a DM, whatever the case, just reach me. I'll be more than happy to connect you to whatever community that can help you strengthen your faith so that you can realign your life, because your salvation is actually at stake. And I want to make sure that on the day he comes back, we are all going together. We don't want to leave anybody behind. Please give your life to Jesus. We are all just trying our best. Well, please give your life to Jesus. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, I have the floor.
Bye.